A lot of these altcoins are really designed as Ponzi schemes. So they do very, very well at the beginning, but then as you get closer to the middle phase, maybe that's even only a couple months since the launch of the token, you realize that you need more suckers to come in and rescue you from the coin's tokenomics. So the very early people who get in, the founders of the token, do really well. But anybody who gets in 6 months, a year later, is basically providing exit liquidity for the founders. I think that there's this sort of fractal pattern, this of Bitcoin, where at 2013, it looked expensive when it hit $1,000, and then in 2017 when it hit $10,000, it looked very expensive. And now here at $56,000, it looks very expensive. So it always looked, and I think it'll look expensive when it hits $500,000, which I think it will.
With the surge of altcoins, many people are diving into these new cryptocurrencies at an alarming rate. The major concern is that most of these coins are created to siphon money from investors while the founders pocket the profit. Mathematician Fred Krueger emphasizes the importance of sticking with Bitcoin, warning about the pitfalls of altcoins. Alongside these warnings, he also shared some exciting insights about Bitcoin and its ability to outperform any altcoin on the market. Be sure to watch until the end of the video, as Fred Krueger explains why he believes Bitcoin will continue to excel compared to altcoins and suggests it could potentially reach $500,000 in the near future. Before we continue with the rest of the video, do check out Daily 5-Minute Crypto Newsletter with all the latest crypto and Bitcoin news. It's a fantastic analysis of on-chain crypto data and breakdowns, and the best part is it's absolutely free. They'll cover expert predictions, breakdowns of on-chain crypto data, and any breaking news you need to know, all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description and enter your email to join over 50,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now.
All right, so a lot of people are saying, hey, Fred, we're about to go into a bull market, and you really need to go for this alt season because you're going to be able to get the same return as Bitcoin, but like multiply by 2, right? Why do you want to be in Bitcoin when you can be in these like super high octane altcoins? Well, I put together 10 reasons why I think you should just stick to Bitcoin only, and here they are. The first reason is if you look over the last over a 4-year period or longer, you will find that all altcoins go to zero against Bitcoin. Now, it's true that, over a year you can see something like Solana do really well, but, over longer periods of time, all altcoins go to zero against Bitcoin. It's inevitable. It's what happens. It's a statistical behavior. Even the darlings like Ethereum are going to zero against Bitcoin. Ethereum was against Bitcoin in 2017, and it's never reached that high again. Okay, the second reason is if you buy an altcoin and it starts going down, you are going to very quickly lose your conviction for that altcoin. And you'll probably sell it at a loss. And, we don't know the future, but we have conviction about Bitcoin. We can withstand these dips. You're not going to get that conviction with altcoins. So that's the second reason. Now, the third reason is altcoins, unlike Bitcoin, are subject to technological change. They're a little bit like AOL gets replaced by Yahoo, gets replaced by Google. MySpace gets replaced by Facebook. There's always some new thing with altcoins. EOS was a top altcoin in 2018. And, it got replaced with Solana, and Solana is going to get replaced with Sui or some other hotter, faster, cheaper thing. So you don't want to be fighting technological change. Bitcoin doesn't have that problem. It hasn't changed very much at all since 2010. And that's fine because it doesn't need to change. The fourth reason is it's time. You have a limited amount of time on this planet. There are 10,000 plus altcoins. Do you have time to study all these altcoins? wouldn't it be better for you just to study Bitcoin and get a better understanding of the top coin? You can't possibly understand all the tokenomics and all the models and really sift through all these coins out there beyond the top 100, say. And so it's just a complete time sink. You have better things to do with your life. Touch grass, do something else. That's the fourth reason. The fifth reason is there's a lot of these coins that are just outright scams. And what I mean by that, I mean things like Safe Moon Coin, sounds good. It brings you to the moon safely. Celsius Cell Token, CEL, was viewed as, oh, this is great. It's backing our thing, our Celsius coin. Well, it was really a way for Alex Mashinsky to sell coins and get rich personally. So this is not, you want to avoid these scams. Bitcoin is not a scam. Bitcoin was created by Satoshi Nakamoto. He has never sold any. It really has a lot of honesty in the protocol. The sixth reason is some of these things could be securities, right? The SEC hasn't completely clearly said what are securities, what aren't. It said Bitcoin is not a security. It has said that, but it's not even said that Ethereum is not, quote unquote, not a security. And things like Solana, well, they may be deemed securities officially, in which case the coin could be negatively affected. But you don't want to buy securities. Number 7 is Ponzi's. A lot of these altcoins are really designed as Ponzi schemes. So they do very, very well at the beginning, but then as you get closer to the middle phase, maybe that's even only a couple months since the launch of the token, you realize that you need more suckers to come in and rescue you from the coin's tokenomics. So the very early people who get in, the founders of the token, do really well. But anybody who gets in 6 months, a year later, is basically providing exit liquidity for the founders. You don't want to get involved in these coins. They eventually blow up. The eighth reason is a lot of these coins are deliberately complicated, and it takes a long time for you even to try to understand them. There's a coin called Bonk out there. I have no idea what it does. It has a very complicated structure. You get some airdropped. You can earn some if you do XYZ. If you start moving NFTs, you get some. And you can spend an enormous amount of time just studying an individual coin because of the sheer complexity of the design. They're a little bit like Rube Goldberg machines. And so the beauty of Bitcoin is the very simple structure. So that's the time factor.
After reaching a peak of over $66,000, Bitcoin has recently pulled back to approximately $60,000. However, experts remain highly optimistic about Bitcoin's potential for a rebound. Bitcoin analyst WCT Capital notes that Bitcoin has revisited the $60,000 range several times in the past few months, each time bouncing back. According to WCT Capital, this latest dip should not be viewed negatively. Rather, it presents a significant opportunity for investors. History suggests that such pullbacks are often followed by new all-time highs, and Bitcoin has consistently demonstrated this pattern. Analysts believe that Bitcoin could easily surpass its recent high of $66,000 based on this historical trend. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin's future performance? Share your opinions in the comments below. Now, let's return to Fred Krueger for more insight.
The ninth reason to not buy altcoins is a lot of them, in fact, vast majority, are inflationary, right? So if you hold them for any amount of time, you realize that the token supply grows and grows and grows. And this could be because of unlocks in the founders' tokens. You look at them and you say, great, this token has 100 million outstanding. Then you wait a year and you find out that it's 200 million because some of the founders have been unlocked after a year, and the supply has doubled. Or it could just be that they're just handing out more of the coin to everybody over time. In any case, you don't want a coin like that. If you can avoid it, it's better to have a coin with a fixed supply. And Bitcoin is really the first cryptocurrency really with a deliberate fixed supply. And so, it doesn't mean that all coins with a fixed supply are good. It's just you prefer a fixed supply, and a lot of these coins don't have the fixed supply. And finally, number 10, you're a grown man or woman. It's embarrassing if you're promoting a coin like smoking chicken fish. You should be ashamed. Study Bitcoin. It's an honest coin. It's something that you can talk about without shame. And I really feel like, you're not a 10-year-old. You do not need to be promoting idiotic coins like Safe Moon or smoking chicken fish. What I'd like to point out in this video is you're not too late, right? So I'm at this event. It's $7,000 a ticket. There's 2,000 people here. And, I'm talking to a lot of attendees. And the thing I realize is all these attendees, very few of them own Bitcoin. And very few of them are even remotely interested in Bitcoin. And they've obviously heard of it, they've watched it, but they're just not convinced. And the big emotion is, I'm too late, right? So these guys are generally pride themselves on being early to these trends, and they got in early. They got in at the Series A. They got in before, the IPO. They started a company. They're early stage investors and early stage participants. And for them to sit there and say, you know what, I missed the first 15 years of Bitcoin, and I'm going to get involved now, it's a little difficult for them, it's a difficult psychological perception. And I heard, one of them says to me, listen, yeah, sure, Bitcoin's done well over the last 15 years, but, is it going to do well over the next 15 years? And, I've been trying to explain to them why I think it will, and the power law and adoption and why Bitcoin's different. But you can tell that they don't really get it and they don't really believe it. So all I will say is I think that there's this sort of fractal pattern, of Bitcoin, where at 2013 it looked expensive when it hit $1,000, and then in 2017 when it hit $10,000 it looked very expensive, and now here at $56,000 it looks very expensive. So it always looked, and I think it'll look expensive when it hits $500,000, which I think it will. So there's this general feeling that I missed it, I'm stupid, I can't invest now, among these people. I don't think it's the same feeling among sort of stock market investors who just invest in a bunch of stuff and, okay, I'll buy some Bitcoin. That's different than this crew of people who should be involved and who should do the work and who should spend the time. They're not spending the time. So that's my post for today. I think it's really interesting. I don't think these people are going to participate. If I had to guess, I think they're going to miss out all the way on the next 10x. I just don't see them really flipping the switch. I've talked to a bunch of them, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not convinced that these guys will get it. It's interesting that even people who are much lower on the economic ladder get this a lot easier than some of these people attending these high-end tech events.
As Fred Krueger pointed out, altcoins often employ various gimmicks to entice people into investing. These cryptocurrencies frequently promise flashy returns and groundbreaking innovations. However, many lack the stability, security, and long-term potential that Bitcoin has consistently demonstrated. While altcoins may attract attention with high returns or unique features, they often rely heavily on hype and speculation, leading to quick gains but also significant losses. In contrast, Bitcoin remains the most trusted and decentralized cryptocurrency, boasting over a decade of proven reliability and resilience. With an influx of altcoins flooding the market, it can be easy to get sidetracked. However, Krueger emphasizes the importance of staying focused on the solid foundation that Bitcoin offers. Ultimately, Bitcoin's track record speaks for itself in the long run. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these two awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.